If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 82 of the Chelsea Career Mode here on FIFA 15. This is our first episode since last week where obviously we were victorious in the Capital One Cup final on Friday against Everton with a 1-0 victory after extra time. Delighted to have come away with our second piece of silverware in this third season here at Chelsea. That goes on top, of course, of the Community Shield. We are still in the Champions League at this stage and we're still in the FA Cup at this stage as well. So things are looking good for the quadruple or quintet if we can win the Barclays Premier League too. 5 pieces of silverware in one season is still on. We're obviously second in the table presently behind Liverpool, I think, who are top, but we are well within touching distance, and I think we still have to play them this season as well. So, it's very much in our hands in all competitions. But we start with a game away from home against QPR, who are a side that I always struggle against at Loftus Road. At home, at Stamford Bridge, they never really bring anything, and they're not really too much of a problem. We just kind of roll them over. Whereas away from home, I always struggle at Loftus Road, and I've never been able to figure out why. One thing, though, that will help is crunch. Junior Hoylett getting himself sent off after 6 minutes. It was not the best of tackles, and he's probably one of their more creative players as well, with obviously the amount of pace that he has in those legs and his quick feet as well, and he does have a decent shot from distance, but he can't use it because he's been sent off after 6 minutes for a rather ridiculous foul that early on Danny Carvajal. Just comes straight through the back of him. His foot where he made contact on Danny Carvajal was above the ankle. It was a terrible challenge and well worth a red card. Normally you see referees maybe let challenges like that slide in the opening few moments and just give a yellow, but for me it was a definite red card and needed to be sent off. So he was, and down to 10 men they go. Unfortunately our first effort of the game wasn't the best or most accurate from Danny Parejo, but we were going to continue to be on top. As you might expect, QPR kind of went defensive and looked for the draw initially, and obviously I was going to come forward on the attack, but they kept getting last-ditch tackles in like that. Their defending was very good. Occasionally they would break forward and have an attempt themselves. Sandro here feeding Matty Phillips, gets it back to Sandro again. Obviously, formerly of Tottenham, Sandro, and I think he's moved on in real life, hasn't he? I'm not sure. I might be wrong, but I think he has. Leroy Fer, no idea what Oscar DeMarcos is doing there. Effectively slid around the ball. They did get the shot in, but fortunately for me, it was a good save by my goalkeeper down low. Then they made the crucial mistake, which is obviously the ridiculous mistake, because players in real life don't just run past the ball when they have it thrown to them. Luckily for me, though, he did, and we're able to run away out the other end with Diego Costa, slot it underneath the goalkeeper, 1-0 to Chelsea. We deserved the lead, but not necessarily the most realistic ways of going about getting it. I hate that animation or that particular gameplay feature where players just completely ignore the ball when it gets thrown to them from the side of the pitch. Ridiculous. Unfortunately for us, Diego Costa couldn't get a second there as the keeper tipped that one over the top of the bar. Antoine Griezmann, though, will whip in the corner. Up goes Ashley Posher, and again, goalkeeper does well to get up to it and tip it over the top of the bar. With less than 10 minutes to go, QPR have the chance from their own corner to try and take the lead. The ball pings about in the box as it drops up here. The first guy completely mistimes his header and jumps and swings his head in mid-air before the ball has even reached its highest point in its looping arc. But then, unfortunately for them, it was a header straight at Thibaut Courtois and we were able to save it. And then in stoppage time, away comes Diego Costa. I'm always going to turn inside in that situation. You could read it. If I was playing an actual person, they'd have read it. Fortunately for me, though, computer didn't, even on Legendary. We turn inside and make it Chelsea 2, QPR 0. Diego Costa scoring 2 goals in the second half to get himself a brace and give us all 3 points after, obviously, Junior Hoylett kind of ruined the game for QPR, getting sent off early on. But the most important game in this episode is the away leg of the round of 16 in the Champions League against FC Barcelona. Now, obviously, we are 1-0 down from the first leg at home, but we did okay in that game, and I was confident heading into this with my full strength side that we'd be able to get a decent result here. This time around, they are playing Leo Messi and Neymar. Still don't know where Luis Suarez is, not in the starting lineup at all. Christian Teo is on the right-hand side. Obviously, in the first leg, they didn't play Messi and Neymar even in the squad of 18 on the day, or on the night. So from a realistic point of view, it's good that they're back in the side, but on the other side of that, the flip side of that, from a competitive point of view, it's really frustrating that they're back in the side. I was hoping the CPU would mess up again and it would be an easier second leg. But obviously, as you can see, or could see in the QPR game, arrested a lot of players, playing my full strength, fully fit side here. Robert Lewandowski gets the nod ahead of Diego Costa, despite the fact that Diego scored a brace against QPR. Oscar, though, involved here, were on the attack at the start of the game. Eden Hazard trying to find the bottom corner. Not quite as accurate as he perhaps needs to be, but that was the first of many, many chances for both sides in this game. This is one hell of a game. They clear it off the line thanks to Jordi Alba, and we aren't quite able to take the lead from the header from a corner. Danny Carvajal trying to get a shot away, can't. He drops to Lewandowski, though. Good shot down low, but Claudio Bravo is down well to save. And you can probably tell from the title that this is a classic encounter between these two sides. We've met each other quite a few times, actually, in recent years in the Champions League, and it's always been controversial. Ivan Rakitic, though, puts them 1-0 up on the night with actually the ball through to Ivan Rakitic was incredible, because I thought it was just going to be a short pass to Messi, and Messi just ran into the space and then left the ball, as you'll see it come through here from Neymar. Messi runs through the space, leaves it, and that draws all the defenders towards Leo Messi, which leaves Rakitic in space. 1-0 Barcelona, 2-0 on the night, but that doesn't really change things. Like we say, we need the away goal anyway, and obviously if we can draw level on the night now, we'll go through on away goals. So close for Lewandowski getting our first goal of the game there. Trying to find that bottom corner was closer than Hazard was at the beginning of the half, but still not on target. Rakitic finds Sergio Busquets pushing forward here, though. Obviously scored in the infamous game in 2012 for Barcelona. Good strike from Rakitic again from the edge of the box this time, but Thibaut Courtois was on hand to push it around the post for a corner, which luckily nothing came from. So into the second half we go, trying to regain control of the fixture if we possibly can. Lewandowski into Oscar. Loads of space on the far side for Robin, but he runs behind the defender into Lewandowski this time, and what a block by Javier Mascherano. Lewandowski was going to find that bottom corner had the Argentine not stuck out a big cheeky curly toe. Loads of space on the far side though for Eden Hazard on the hour mark up against Dani Alves. Very, very quick obviously, but able to turn inside him here, looking for a teammate. Going to have to get it to Lewandowski. Gets around the outside of the defender, shot in, but no, a good block. Then it drops to him again, and Claudio Bravo comes up with the most incredible diving save to stop that from nesting in the top corner. It was rifling right into the top left-hand corner of the net, and then they clear it off the line again, this time from their other wing-back, Dani Alves. So Claudio Bravo making really good saves all game long. We've had the ball cleared off the line twice from headers from corners. I was beginning to think it might not be my day. Danny Carvajal, though, down the right-hand side, clearly going to drill it across. There's Lewandowski at the back post. Dani Alves sticks his leg out, blocks it, and then it so nearly goes in the back of the net for an own goal. But luckily for him, it trickles the wrong side of the post as far as I'm concerned. We still stay 1-0/2-0 down on the night / aggregate, respectively. Eden Hazard, though, coming down the right-hand side, again turning inside Dani Alves. Into Oscar, loads of space in the box, finish. 20 minutes left to go. We need one more goal then to guarantee ourselves progression through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Can we get it? The fans up in the heavens are delighted. That's the start. We now need the finishing move. Out to Eden Hazard again. Seemed to be isolating Dani Alves quite nicely. Into Lewandowski. Brilliant dribbling feed from him to get around Mascherano. Into the box. There's the shot. How's Claudio Bravo saved that? It's already past him. Already past him by the time he makes contact. He keeps us out with two world-class saves from Robert Lewandowski. They clear the ball off the line twice with headers from a corner. We draw the game 1-1. We go out on aggregate by 2-1. I could not believe we hadn't been able to get through in that tie. So we crash out of the Champions League in today's episode, unfortunately, which means we can now only do the treble competitively or the quadruple when it comes to the amount of trophies we can win this year with the Community Shield. We've already won the Capital One Cup, so we've done a double of sorts. Still in the FA Cup and still very much in the hunt for the Barclays Premier League title as well. But if there's anyone in this squad report you want to pause and have a closer look at, then obviously, as always, feel free to do so. Still trying to get Eden Hazard to get up to 90 rated. It hasn't quite worked so far, and I'm hoping by the end of this season he will actually make the jump up to 90. A lot of players, though, have been able to make good gains this season, and a few players have actually grown by 2 or 3. In fact, Kevin Trapp's gone up 1 as well since we brought him in. Lewandowski's up 1 as well since we brought him in. He's been very, very good for us. Ashley Posser, not really too sure why his physical stats are dropping, considering he's only 17 years of age, but he is 80 rated at 17 years of age, so it's kind of the Ross Barkley 5-star skiller wannabe 5 years earlier, or 6 years younger. So he's a very, very important player for us, Ashley Potter, in a rotation sense, almost starting more often than Ross Barkley ordinarily, but obviously with Ross Barkley and Nemanja Matic both being out with broken ankles, Ashley Potter has been seeing quite a bit of first team football recently. But we are in the FA Cup in the next episode tomorrow in the first game, and we do have a game in hand on Arsenal at the top of the league. Liverpool have lost their game, which means we go a point above them thanks to our win against QPR, and we can go top by a further 2 points if we win our game in hand against Arsenal, although Liverpool do have the same amount of games played as us, so can stay within a point of us should they win that game as well. And Newcastle, should either of ourselves or Liverpool lose and they can win, will obviously come straight back into the fight as well at the top of the table. It's very, very close at the top for that BPL trophy. We have 10 games to go. Arsenal have 9 games to go. Everybody below us has 10 games to go as well. 30 points up for grabs. It's just going to be a question of who can get the most points, because I don't think goal difference will quite come into it, and I'm hoping it doesn't, because as you can see, Liverpool and Arsenal do have a better goal difference than us. So fingers crossed we can just get more points than they can, and we'll be able to get the Barclays Premier League title for back-to-back seasons in this Chelsea career mode. But that's going to bring this episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Keep your eyes out on the channel later on today. The brand new series with MGH and Channy Sports starts later on this afternoon. Of course, as I mentioned in the CM Road to Glory episode last night, there won't be a CM RTG tonight. There'll be a double upload for that new series with MGH and Channy. And other than tonight's video, that new series won't affect any of the other content on the channel. It will come purely as an extra bonus episode or extra video during the day for now on. But obviously, you'll learn more about that in the introduction to that first episode that will be coming later on this afternoon. But that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.